The bedhead dude. The bedhead dude. I got this fan on still, dude. Still with the fan like a champion. I also have this air purifier thing that makes good noise. Okay, I'm on the live. I'm gonna do this. This will maybe be a little pre-show. I'm gonna go to the desktop and and stream there. I think I'm gonna do. It's so stupid. I'm just gonna, whenever I'm bored, I'm just gonna be like, brush my teeth. I'm gonna end up brushing my teeth like 8 times a day. I don't know how. Yeah, I got a dentist appointment. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about doing that. I got a dentist appointment, so, you gotta brush 8 times, head it up. But thankfully, I'm telling you, the fluoride, I'm looking at myself while saying this, I don't make myself laugh, but the fluoridization of the water, amazing thing to happen post-war, amazing thing. And yeah, apparently that's pretty cool. I saw a Hair Cafe video on it where essentially they were just discovering some people in certain areas, they would have really nice teeth, but they would get like fluoride stains. And then they were like, oh, you can like not stain your teeth from fluoride and it will make the teeth healthier. So I actually took fluoride tablets growing up, and I think that helped my teeth. I also have my retainers here, dude. I got this drawer here. I need to use more or some shit. Got no lights on in here. Yeah, this is broken. I'm glad it's clean. Glad I put it back clean. But I don't really use this as much, but maybe I should. But whenever I put it in, it really shifts my teeth, so it hurts. And it's almost like what I need to keep the retainer in all day, every day pretty much. But my teeth aren't bad, but when I did get the person I got my braces from, it's like, you can see, like, there's another gap here than here. Like, so, there's definitely people that have gone to, like, other orthodontists and have had maybe better results, had them on longer, and bands and stuff. And maybe I should have went to a better place, because now I have like TMJ, dude. I can't chew gum. I can only chew on the one side of my mouth. I can't, like, if I do this, then it starts to hurt. I can't like rest my elbow on a table or whatever. But also I'm like a weird, like, I have these rules. Yeah, so it's a thing that Leo and longevity and blanking on the name right now, Antoine, had this, it's the first and last episode of the Anabolics Anonymous podcast. And I miss Leo, man. Just selfishly. And also just for Lucy and the baby. I don't know. The baby's got a nice name, but I don't know if it's a beautiful name the baby has. But I think Lucy and the baby are doing well. Apparently they're living in like Gulf Coast countries. And doing well. Lucy moved to the UAE, I think Dubai, and is living with Leo's family, which is really, really nice. And that actually saved me one night. Thinking about them in a pretty crazy little way. Maybe I'll just, because it's the internet and this and whatever, but maybe I'll open up a little more. But yeah, that saved me because Leo's whole thing about nonviolence, it hit home, and I got beat up like New Year's Eve this year, and I was just smiling. And it's called depersonalization. I guess I have this thing. Apparently there's a lot of these things where people are like, oh yeah, this thing is like because of your childhood. And it's like, oh wow. So I do this thing, it's called depersonalization. I remember as a kid, I always thought it was weird that I had an inner monologue. I thought that was weird. Like I had voices going on in my head and an inner monologue. And I thought that was crazy, and I thought I was the only one with it. And I remember one time, asleep in this kind of like family home in this city, and there was like a funeral, or maybe we were just visiting for a holiday. And I remember laying down and having like go to bed early. And they put me to bed early, and I didn't really want to go, and you had to like lay there and just like go to bed when you want to stay up late and shit. And I remember looking into the ceiling, and I would just like kind of zone out. You can kind of do it. You can get double vision, so you can just like stare at stuff and like kind of mess with your eyes and get double vision. I don't know, I can't like do it right now, but, and I thought like getting double vision was like something that only I could get. Then I thought like having an inner monologue was basically something only I had. And, but I guess I do this thing called depersonalization, where I basically look at things from, I basically objectify things. And Leo talked about this. He talked about this basically with psychedelics. He would talk about like how like really nobody should do psychedelics, but basically some people can, but it doesn't really do much for them because they can already see things from different perspectives. You'll have these people. There was this idea of the clear lighters. That's what I call them. They called themselves like the Society of the Clear Light. Steve Jobs was the most famous person to be a part of these clear lighters. I don't know how many people fucking know that. Steve Jobs was like really one of the first people to microdose LSD. This is like a fucking random ass conversation, but I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know, with the drugs and stuff, like with the psychedelics, I remember last time doing the psychedelics being like, I'm gonna not do this for a while because it just didn't do much for me. I don't like not shaving. Just didn't shave yesterday. Plus I need to, I don't know, I need to figure something out. Because I'll like thin it sometimes. And sometimes I can get it to look good. But I do have this one friend who is like, I just need to go to them for more advice. Probably, but I don't know how much they want to talk about me or anything, but yeah. Because they don't come to me with boy advice, which is so annoying, by the way. Because the first time I ever talked to this person, I was giving them boy advice. like my one friend called them. We were in high school partying, and it was like the night before school started. Like, school started on a Thursday, and we partied Tuesday and the Wednesday. And we're up at like 6 in the morning, and we're like, dude, we're gonna have to be up at this time tomorrow to like go to school. And I just remember the first time talking to this person, like giving them boy advice, like over the phone, and I definitely thought I was gonna be able to give more boy advice, and also just like, because this one friend was like engaged to somebody, and even just with products. I gave this person a gift. I gifted them my iPad. Are they gonna take the iPad, or this, that, or whatever, and figuring out the dog and stuff? But yeah, people were yeah, but I do have this, I could probably ask, like, what do I need to do with, like, my facial hair? And I don't know, I need to grow it up, but it needs to be more connected. But I think, like, you can kind of Ashton Kutcher it. There's a scene in, I feel like everybody's watched the show 2.5 Men, but Ashton Kutcher is like in the bathroom. He's like making sure this is over, and different stuff. But I also do have the Minoxidil as well. But yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I need to do laundry, and maybe I just need to make a list. But maybe I'll just go on here and kind of say what I'm doing. And I think this is like a little bit of a random like rabbit hole on the internet. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna share any link do this with anybody. I'm gonna try to compile maybe all the streams, all the different channels that I've streamed on and stuff, onto onto the thing. But yeah, I need to. It's weird because it's like things either need to be like normal, or we need to have like a clear the air conversation and stuff. And I don't really have friends, and I was trying to make a friend, and then it was nice. I was always sad growing up, which I think isn't normal, and like I was just always sad growing up, and I don't think that's normal. When I hear people talk about like when they're a kid, they're like, yeah, when you're a kid you were always happy and this, that, and whatever, and I just wasn't. And I do these things where like I depersonalize, so like I look at things from like an objective perspective instead of a like subjective experience. And so like even when I would get into little like skirmishes in high school in like the locker room or whatever, I would like I don't get like the epinephrine response. I don't get the adrenaline response in like tense situations. I just always, it's always like calm down. So I can kind of be in a situation that I maybe should be scared, and I'm not. And And like a situation where your fight or flight response may kick in because you may have this epinephrine, this adrenaline going through you, but I just don't. And it's called depersonalization, but also I do this thing where, and this is crazy because this is the shit that people know about nowadays, but I'll play this right now. There's 89 people on out of 400, but I thought of Lucy and Leo, and that night, the day before that, I had went to like a friend's house. It was weird though, and this is the type of shit that's like just weird. Like, I had this one friend that like I'm like getting ready to leave and whatever, and they're like, next time you'll have to come over earlier. And I heard, and I was like, nice. And they were like, next time you'll have to come over earlier. And then they said it again. And they said it again to like get a reaction out of me. And it was like, oh, like that, like, oh, okay. And I thought that was so nice because somebody was like saying something to like make me happy, but what happened was they were just lying and being manipulative, which is fine or whatever, but I also get a lot of shit that maybe I just don't deserve and whatnot. But yeah, I was trying to make a friend, and then I texted them one day because I was watching Leo and Longevity, or I was watching Leo DiTavio drop in on a little skateboard ramp, and he busted the shit out of himself, and he can I just fuck my hair at Mars? Whatever. And he got this he really fucked himself up, and I had this conversation with this one friend this one time where we were best friends and we were inseparable, and then I didn't want to ruin anything, and I wanted the person in my life forever, and I was just like kind of just into them, and then it was like maybe just like not the, I don't know, and then we just stopped talking, we just weren't friends, and then we became friends again, and they were like, I just remember them telling me one time, like, I don't know how I lived life without you there. And they were like, if you died, I would kill myself. And I must have given them a look, and they just looked at me, and they were like, well, wouldn't you? And I was telling them, like, I just kind of hit them up after a couple months of them kind of shunning me, and I went through something, like, I had, like, gotten beaten up, and no reason. I wasn't defending myself. Leo had this thing about being nonviolent. And besides my one friend, Leo has been a role model, and I would even say CivDiv on YouTube has been a role model of mine. I don't really know what I was saying, but I just texted this friend, like, just don't break any bones, like, don't die on me before we, like, get to be good friends again. And I've maybe taken 3 bars of Xanax, like, and I don't know, I just texted them, like, don't die on me, don't get any broken bones or anything. And, like, for your birthday, did you blow out any candles on your birthday? I think it's a big deal to blow out candles on your birthday to get a birthday cake and stuff. And I asked her if she had gotten a birthday cake on her birthday or blew out candles on her birthday. She's got like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, you didn't like get a cake for your birthday, and like, don't fucking hurt yourself. I kind of even backtracked on the one thing, like, oh, well, you're getting old, so don't hurt yourself. But it's like, yeah, don't fucking hop on a skateboard and do some dumb shit and break your bones. It's basically what I was saying. And, like, did you blow out candles on your birthday? And they, like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, like, I meant this, that, whatever. And then it's like, I had to call them and be like, dude, what's your deal with me right now? Like, what's going on right now? And they're like, you're being fucking cryptic, and this, that, and whatever. This is definitely my version of the events. Definitely my version of the events. Not my truth. Just my version of the events. But and then I called them, and they're like, you're being fucking cryptic. You said printer game. And I'm like, dude, you got a printer last year as a gift for your birthday. We were talking about things you got for your birthday last year. And then she's like, oh. And then she immediately lightened up. And it was like, see, you're giving me shit for no good fucking reason. And but they were with somebody, and it was like, introduced me to that person. And because I need new friends, this friend is the only person that told me, like, I was going through something. And we had this conversation last year where they were like, call me anytime. And I was like, you're gonna immediately regret that. And I wanted to call them when I was on vacation. Just because she had like a fiance at the time, and I wanted to get to know them and be friends with them, because that was the whole thing. I was basically like really into her, but it just wasn't like good relationship. Like, it would be like 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 I would be nervous as fuck marrying her, sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I basically thought, like, because I don't even know if she should like me more and I should like her less. I think that's kind of the predicament we're in. Like, maybe I should like her more, maybe she should like me less, or vice versa. I mean, but it still maybe wouldn't be the best thing ever. But yeah, it wasn't even really. She like broke up with her fiance, and I kind of made a joke like, "Oh, well, it's a good thing I'm losing weight," and whatever. And I don't really know what I'm getting at. Besides, I guess just airing things out to the world, because I do like the rabbit hole videos on YouTube. You'll find these smaller channels and they'll upload stuff, but yeah, maybe I'll get into like intense situations where I should have adrenaline going through me, and I don't have like a fight or flight thing because I'm like deep. It's like it's not happening to me. I'm seeing it from an objective point of view. And I think a lot of my life I've been like really alone. I was shunned a lot growing up, and I'm being shunned now. But the thing is, like it's weird to say, but it's like I'm suicidal, and it's weird. I don't know if it's fucking mercury poisoning. I don't know what it is. I think there's different types of therapies I could do and different stuff, and I don't know. I was taking a fluvoxamine there for a while, but when I was doing that, it wasn't really helping, and I was still like taking the Xanax and the Benadryl the whole time. And that was really funny the other day. I was kind of fucking about, just trolling, and I was figuring out if I'm gonna do like a Debbie Downer troll. Like if I'm gonna go in there and be like, I don't want to be here, everything sucks. Like I'd do an emo troll, or do like a little kid voice or whatever. And I was like, and the guy's like, "Are you off the bed in jail, dude?" and that was pretty funny. And yeah, my thing is I need a fucking damn assistant, but I don't even need a damn assistant. I just need to take control of my own life. Like, I don't want to call. I wanted to call like this one store to see if they had this one product in, but not for me, but for like somebody else, like my mom. And I don't know, maybe I'll just come on here and grieve my or just talk about things a little bit more, just as like an internet rabbit hole thing, when people find these, if people do, to kind of see what's up. And but it's a lot of first world problems, and I think that's the thing where it's like, but I think also the thing is like, Leo has this video about a pain. From pain comes strength, and talks about not numbing it, and not numbing it with substances and just different stuff. And just living with it, and apparently so it's called grieving. It's called grieving, and what grieving is, apparently, it's like trying to reach out to somebody and they're not there. And that's how I feel. I feel like I'm trying to reach out to somebody and they're not there. And I don't even know if I want to say they're being a bad friend, but I did call them and being like, why are you giving me shit? Like, for mentioning, you said printer gang, that's cryptic. I'm like, you got a printer last year for your birthday. And it's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, see, you're giving me shit for no good reason. And they're with somebody, they just didn't introduce me to somebody, and it's like, you gotta be a young lady. You have to know to introduce the people you're with to, like, the person you're on the phone with. And even just shit like trying to follow that guy on Instagram. One time he rejects my follow, and another time he rejects my follow, and it's like, dude, what is this? Like, I don't want my friend getting into some like weird thing where, and she was making it weird because she was like lying to me. I don't know, like, I think she had like moved or something, but like didn't tell me she moved. Was telling me like the dog was living at her dad's house, which is where she was before. She moved out and like moved back there and whatever. And it's just weird stuff, because it's like she was like lying to me about her living situation, I think, which is like, why are you lying to like a guy about, like, I don't know if she's living with like this boyfriend or whatever, but like, why are you lying about these things where it's just like, if I'm that guy, I'm like, do I have something to be jealous of? Like what's going on here? She's like lying to him about like being with me, not introducing us, and it just sucks because like I was told by that friend like 11 months ago, maybe 11 months, a couple weeks ago, like, call me anytime, and it was like, you're immediately gonna regret that. And I kept on trying to, I guess what was happening is I was grieving, and I didn't really like know it or whatever, but I just kept on trying to talk to them, or kept on wanting to, and then I wanted to send text, and then in 2026 I was like, I'm gonna try to text them every day, and I kept on kind of being ignored, and which is a very first world problem, but like it's fun. My bad, and I was telling them like I didn't really want my bad mood to rub off and whatever, but sometimes you really need people, and then I reached out to this other friend that I grew up with, that I kind of met these two best friends of mine through this one friend, and it's like we're no longer friends anymore, and I don't know, I wrote a lot in notebooks, and I was doing that there for some time. I was writing down a lot and trying to write stuff down, and then it would be too much, then I would basically have to like force myself to not write things down, and whatnot, but like I don't really know what to say to the friend, because like they're kind of doing me dirty, and dude, all they need to do is like, dude, we need to smoke weed together, and then, or like drinks and stuff, and even just like asking them, like, I don't know, would be better calling or texting or going for a soda and this, that, and whatever, and it's really weird, because it's like, I'm just being like misrepresented and mischaracterized, and I think some of the things that like, I'll do certain things that I'll basically put myself in a box, and then this is my favorite t-shirt, by the way. I'll put myself in a box, and then they act like I'm actually a part of that box, where it's like I'm just like I'm not like some obsessed ex. There's not much going on here. It's just like we had a deal that was like essentially like, hey dude, we're not super compatible together, so like let's just be friends because you are one of my favorite people and I see you being in my life forever. And then even things like when I wasn't really in their life, and then being like not really being in my life, and I don't really know what I was saying, but we had this, like, I would text them and kind of bring the things that they set up, and also said like, hey dude, like we were supposed to plan my life together, like we were gonna sit down and talk to one day and like literally plan my life together, and I don't know. But I'm also like not trying to get into we need to play a game like this, but with three people. But maybe I'll try to play this game for a little, and I just want to get fucking stoned. But yeah, I don't know. Go here because I was like, oh shit, 37 minutes. Damn, no way. Oh my. But it's incredible. But yeah. I'm gonna try to maybe go to summer classes, and then maybe do summer classes at this one university, and maybe do fall classes at another. But yeah, even like the thing is like, I remember when I had the show Soap, and I had Gunsmoke, and I could watch Soap or Gunsmoke, and that was nice. I never watched those shows before. Then at the beginning of the year, I had it's people were making things awkward because it's like, oh, we need to chat or see each other in person, and then fix the issues. But that's not what's happening, so it's kind of weird. I haven't been wearing my glasses. I didn't wear my glasses for the longest time. Yeah, I grew up being shunned a lot. And, kind of weird household. I think people were just fucked in the head. You know what I mean? Like mentally ill people. I don't know. But yeah, basically what I was saying was, dude, people would convince me that I was crazy. And they had like huge issues. It was weird. I want to go with this dude. Wait, do you need a fight? It's gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna have to get from here. Wherever. I don't even know what map this is, or Shenandoah Street. Shenandoah Street or dude. What a beautiful day to be alive. Yeah. Yeah, dude. We gotta get that point. Guys. I'm holding this flag. Wait, we don't have a commander. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I need somebody to take me seriously. Where are the people with mics? I need Mike. Where's Mike? That fucker just shot. Don't go that way. Don't go that way.